Hi, Seth Greene here again. So welcome back to the last video in this particular series that we've been talking about. Now in this video we're going to be talking about how you can actually use an automated perpetual marketing funnel to double your sales, how you can get one for yourself. So for the last week or so, we've been going over the 133 steps to double your sales that are in one of our automated perpetual marketing funnels. We talked about how it starts with a custom, and I'm going to give you just a brief review, how it starts with a custom web presence, a search engine friendly mini website. Its sole goal is to, first of all, show up high on the search engine rankings, and then capture your prospects' information, and then automatically follow up with them through multiple forms of media, through multiple steps over multiple periods of time, to ultimately get them to either come into your office or become a customer of your business or buy your product or service online, or however they would consume it. Then we addressed our social power cluster, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. We talked about how our approach to social media is completely different than most marketing firms, and we gave you an example of how we've built one of the only ways to capture those leads and automatically follow up with them through multiple forms of media inside of Facebook. By writing it in Facebook, writing our software in the iframe programming language, and how that can significantly make a difference in your monetization of Facebook and actually making money on social media. We talked about video and article marketing, how 20 short 2 to 3 minute videos distributed through our 20 institutional distribution engines gets you 400 links back to your website for the keywords you want in a relatively short period of time, a matter of weeks. And you can do the same thing with article marketing. We talked about pay-per-click advertising and addressed the two biggest ones of all, Google AdWords and Facebook pay-per-click. Then we talked about mobile marketing. 6.8 million smartphones were activated on Christmas Day alone in 2011. 6.8 million in a day. If you're not using mobile marketing to get in front of your prospects, customers, or clients, you're missing the boat. Then we talked about podcasting, how you can get Apple, the granddaddy of them all, to market your product or to get you customers. We talked about Web 2.0 sites and social bookmarking sites, all putting them together for the 133 steps. So, first question I want to address right now is, can't you do this yourself? And you know what? This may not be marketing mantra, and I may be breaking a couple rules here, but yeah, actually you can do this yourself. What you're going to need is you're going to need these people working for you. A web designer, a web programmer, a graphic designer, a direct response copywriter, a social media marketing team. You're going to need video equipment, a videographer, sound equipment, and a sound technician. You're going to need someone to do the mobile marketing, a pay-per-click marketing team, depending on how much you're spending in pay-per-click budget, podcasting equipment, a podcasting team, and a social book marketing team. So, if you have all of those people working for you, then you're all set. You're good. You can follow the blueprint we laid out for you, and you don't need us. However, if you're watching this, odds are you probably don't have all those people working for you. But let's think about how much it would cost to get some of those people. Let's say you found miraculously didn't need, we have 17 people working for us. So let's say you didn't need 17 people to do all of these roles, because you were only doing it for yourself, for one business. Let's say you had magically made 4 people know all of this stuff. 4 people, and let's say you got them at the bargain basement price of $40,000 a year, which would be way too low for what they're doing. But that's $160,000 a year to have this. And there's no way 4 people could pull this off. But hypothetically, if you could, that's still $160,000 a year to pull all this off. We have 17 people on staff, plus we've spent over $1.3 million in development costs of all our custom software programs that deliver all of these 133 steps. Like I said, even if you only had 4 full-time staff people and you only paid them $40,000 a year, that's $160,000 a year for the people. That doesn't count all the custom software. So, for us, you get all 17 people, plus all the software, plus all of our expertise building these funnels in market after market, niche after niche. For only, the magic answer is it depends. Every business is different. I wish I could give you a flat price that everybody paid the same, but I'll explain why we can't. But to give you an idea of the range you're talking about, normally to implement these 133 steps, we charge $18,000 to $33,000, plus a percentage of the sales that we generate. Because again, your only goal for doing this is not to build brand awareness, it's not to get your name out there, it's to generate sales. We get paid on results. The $18,000 to $33,000, believe it or not, we actually lose money on. We make our real money on the back end, taking a percentage of your sales that we generated for you. Now, the reason this price is changing is a range is because it depends on the profit margin that your business has and what you can afford to pay us. So for example, if you're an information marketer and you sell a binder of 300 pages of material and CDs and DVDs, and this comes in a big box that gets delivered to your customer, and it costs you, with fulfillment and shipping, $100 to get that box printed and delivered, but you can sell that box for $4,000, well, geez, you just made a $3,900 profit. If we charged you 50% of that, you don't have a problem with that because you just made $2,000 on every sale that you otherwise wouldn't have gotten. If you are a local bricks and mortar restaurant, you don't have a 39 time 100% profit margin, and we totally respect that. You may have a 5% profit margin, so you couldn't afford to you couldn't afford to part with all of that money, and that totally is normal and totally makes sense. So whether we where your price would fall, your investment of 18 to 33 depends again on what business you're in and what profit margin you have, and thus how we negotiate what percentage of the sales we get. Now, 18 to 33,000, is that a significant investment? Absolutely. If you're a small business, depending on the size, it may not be right for you. That may be 50% of your rent. That may be a large amount of money for you. If you're Home Depot, it's laughably small. However, obviously, a lot of different types of business owners and professionals are watching this video. So, you've got to think about it as, how much would you invest to double your sales? What would it take to be profitable? Well, let's see. If you did $100,000 in sales this year, and we take you to $200,000, would you pay 33 grand to get 100 grand in sales? Depending on your profit margin, yeah, you sure would. If you're doing $500,000 and you want to get to $1 million, is it worth 18? Absolutely it is. But we realize that this type of investment isn't right for every business. So one of the most frequently asked questions we get is, whoa, that's a lot of money to me. Can I go a la carte? And the answer is absolutely yes. You can pick one segment of the funnel or one piece of the funnel and say, I just want to start with that and then see how I do and take the money you make me and invest in more marketing. So, to get your custom price, call our office at 1-888-899-9214 or email me at seth@marketdominationprogram.com. But just to give you an example, let's say you wanted our Facebook automated marketing system, that video squeeze page inside of Facebook that would capture capture the customer's name, email, and cell phone, and then automatically follow up with them with emails and text messages. That's $2,000. A lot cheaper than 18. And that gets you started on Facebook. Plus, you're obviously going to pay the cost for the pay-per-click ads. We don't know what your budget's going to be, but for us, our cost is $2,000 there. If you wanted, for example, our custom YouTube channel, so that when your customer is watching those informational videos, they're not watching it on a boring white YouTube screen, they're watching it on something that reflects the look and feel of your business and helps get them to call you or go to your website. Again, it's a couple $1,000s. So you can get to build that lead generation website, that mini website that we talked about. Depending on the bells and whistles associated with it, again, we would customize the price, but it's about $4,000. So you're starting to get an idea of how much some of the pieces of the funnel are and how one piece is a whole lot more affordable than 133. So again, if you're interested in getting a custom price on either a full funnel or you want to talk about a part of the funnel for your business, call our office at 1-888-899-9214 or shoot me an email at seth@marketdominationprogram.com and we'll be happy to help you double your sales in 12 months, guaranteed.